What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. We're about to be taking the lifted Miata to a crazy off-road park this weekend, but we don't want to get stuck, so we're actually going to be installing a winch on the car today. So we just went to Harbor Freight. We picked up this Badlands 5,000-pound UTV ATV winch. We're thinking of whether we should mount it in the trunk or in the front, but after thinking about it for a while, we're going to go with the trunk for a couple reasons. One reason is because at this moment we don't really have a good solution to be able to put it in the front. We don't have any bash bars yet. That's going to be coming very, very soon. So getting the winch in the rear is definitely going to be easier to do, especially because we only have like 2 days to do this. And the other reason we're going to be doing it in the trunk is because a lot of times when you're trying to go through an obstacle and you get stuck, you might want to pull yourself back out of it and then re-attack the obstacle at a different angle. You might not want to pull yourself over the obstacle that you got stuck on or through the obstacle. So that's why we're going to go with a trunk mounted winch setup for now, and we might get one on the front in the future, but for now we're going to put it in the trunk. But before we actually get it mounted, we got some cleaning up to do, because if you guys take a look at this trunk,
oh yeah,
it is a nightmare in here. And the reason for that is because, as you guys can see right here, we actually
really tell.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, here you can tell right here. Look, my hand's right on the outside. Yeah, it's pretty much a fucking hole we had to cut out, but we're gonna be patching that today.
Now look at this trunk, guys. This is why, before we even get to that, we have to clean this, because look at all the sand and dirt that gets in here. And look, I'm going and I'm still not even at the bottom. There's like a good, at least an inch of sand in here.
There's so much in there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to actually shovel that sand out of there, and then we're gonna power wash the whole trunk, get it all clean as possible. We're gonna patch this up, and then we're thinking of getting the winch mounted right about here. We're gonna get some metal to reinforce this stuff to make it a little bit stronger, because this trunk metal really isn't that strong. So first thing we're gonna do, clean it all out. After it's clean, we're gonna start figuring out how we're gonna get that winch installed, and at the same time we're gonna work on getting that hole patched up. Hey, look at this, look at it from the bottom. The reason we cut it is because normally there's a big box that comes down, and that just looked about ugly and it was rusted out and damaged. So we cut it out. Now we just need to plate that off real quick. So.
Which we have, I don't know where, I think it's inside, but I did make like a little
cardboard template.
Yeah, a little template, like a rough estimate of what we're gonna, the shape of what we're gonna have to cut out. But we got some nice sheet metal to put in there, and finally get to mess around with the welder a little more.
Yep. We got still barely any experience. The only thing we used the welder for was welding this diff and making the rear subframe drop plates.
Yeah.
So now we get to do some more welding today. So I'm excited. I guess let's get right to it.
So this is the little cardboard cutout that I made. It's like a rough shape of what it is, but it still needs to be refined a little bit. So we're just gonna mock it up and see what we can do. That's pretty much how it's gonna sit.
And then while Omar's working on that, I'm gonna work on figuring out how we're gonna install this winch. We got a pretty good idea in mind. I don't think it's gonna be too complicated, but pretty much what we're thinking of doing is we got these 2 winch mounting plates. So we're gonna put one of them right here. The other one's gonna go on the bottom and sandwich that in. So these are gonna get sandwiched from the bottom and the top. And then in order to get a little bit more strength here, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna reinforce this part right here with some flat bar. And hopefully that's gonna be strong enough. If it's not, we might have to do some more reinforcing in the future. But for now, we're just trying to keep it simple and easy.
I think that'll be strong enough.
I think it'll be good.
I don't think it's going to be too much pressure on that, really. So
yeah, I think with that reinforcement, because then we have this piece right here. This is the fair lead, I think they call it.
Is that what it's called, the fair lead?
It's called a fair lead.
So it leads the fair.
Whatever the hell that is. But then this is going to get mounted right there. Basically with that big piece of flat bar in between, which we might try to weld into the frame rails a little bit if we can. But we'll see. I think either way it's going to be more than strong enough.
Yeah, I think so.
For what we're going to be using it for. So
it's only pulling out a little old Miata.
Yeah, so we'll see. Quick little rough cut. We'll see if it fits in here. Plan is to have it right here, and it's honestly pretty solid. All right, so that piece is going right there. That's a reinforcement plate for where the winch is going to be mounted up, and then between this winch mounting plate, that winch mounting plate's going to go up right there, and then this goes on the opposite side of that. All this sandwiches together, and you'll see as we go. I guess the next step is going to be pretty much getting this plate in where it needs to be, and then starting to mark and drill our holes pretty much. Trying to figure out where it's gonna get mounted, this plate. Oh, this is a template for the fair lead. I think right here, right? Look, that's like a center point, pretty much.
Yeah.
So if I literally just put that right over this, look, my plan works perfectly.
Oh, wow.
Now, I can trace this, and we're gonna cut that out. I should trim a little more here to get it a little wider. I think it's going to be good.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not
now cutting that is going to suck.
Alright guys, so Danny came up with this idea to drill corner holes, because since all we have is the angle grinder, when you cut the corners, it kind of wants to cut and extend a little bit out. So by getting rid of that corner piece, we should be able to avoid the overcutting. So really good thinking on Danny's part for once. Go ahead and get this cut.
Let's see, hopefully it works out.
Little life hack for you guys. Notice how I did the long ones first? I wore down the blade and made it smaller. So now
It's going to be
the
easy.
smaller areas. I think we should be able to do it.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be no problem.
That's spot on, pretty much.
Yeah, it looks
It
good.
looks like
It looks like you could have cut more.
a little more, right?
Yeah, at the bottom part.
Well,
it's
the whole
sticking
thing
up.
was I was trying to leave some at the bottom, but yeah, might have to cut a little. I don't know. I don't really want to cut that much more because it's so thin already. I don't know if we really need to, honestly. Too much. Nah, yeah, that's gonna be good because look how
yeah,
much
nice
space there
job.
is between where it hits the roller.
It shouldn't hit this ever.
Yeah, it's never gonna hit that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be Gucci, honestly.
About to utilize these little holes. Stock holes.
We gotta hold it in with some nuts and bolts for now so that it doesn't move around once we start getting the holes drilled. Oh yeah.
Alright, there you
I
go.
hope they all line up. That's the
It
real
seemed
thing.
like it when I was holding it there. It didn't really move.
So if they don't line up, then we just gotta.
Oh, they line
Yeah,
up.
it works.
Okay.
Alright, let's get some nuts and bolts.
Let's see. Get that shit mounted in there. This is gonna be the bottom plate. This is the top plate. So it's gonna sandwich. Came with a little stock hardware, but I don't think it's gonna be long enough because I don't think they were expecting us to sandwich these two plates together. So
Now it's not really sitting flush right now, but the plan is. Oh yeah, that's not even close to long enough. It might be long enough once we get to the part that I'm about to explain. Once we bolt all this shit down, we're hoping for it to pretty much flatten out the ground underneath it. I don't know how much sense that makes, but we'll find out.
I think it'll work. Yeah. So we had a little fuck up. We didn't really calculate. Show him, Nikki. Where's that? Where's
so
that?
basically, this piece has to bolt onto here like that. And when we cut this hole, we kind of just cut it where we wanted. We didn't really consider that this was going to sit a little lower. So technically now it's going to sit like this.
And the hole sits like.
But so you can see this little extra gap right there. But we're thinking about putting a little extra spacer plate in there, and that should raise it up just about to where we need it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's a good plan.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So here's what we got so far.
Made a lot of progress.
Made a lot of progress. We got everything pretty much mounted up. We have our reinforcement plate there. Our winch mount plate is bolted in with the spacer underneath. And I'll show you guys underneath in a second. You guys are going to see how it's all sandwiched together. And then we have our fair lead mounted on the outside here. As I was saying, we cut it a little too high, but it's not the end of the world. We actually have a pretty cool idea of how we might deal with that. So we got that in there, bolted up, looking good. And then on the bottom, we got our sandwich plate. And we got to get some, probably going to get some shorter screws for this because now we don't need them to be this long.
It's just temporary for mock-up.
Yeah, this is just to get everything fitted and drilled where it needs to be. Now this all has to come back apart. We're going to clean everything up real good. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do here because as you guys could tell, this part actually got pulled away. There's a little gap there now. And we were going to weld along this right here. But now it got pulled apart from everything getting bolted down. So I think probably what we might do is just drill a couple more holes and use one or two more of these nuts and bolts to pull it in. I don't know if that's going to work too well, but yeah, we'll see if that works. Otherwise, I don't even know if it really needs to be welded like this. It's going to definitely hold and help disperse the tension back here, but we'll see. We're probably still going to weld it either way, at least on these corners. Maybe we won't be able to weld the top, but we'll see. We'll get to that part.
Shit looks real good, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out so far. Fab life, bro.
It's clean work. It looks nice.
Yeah, I'm a fab guy, man. Fab guy.
No, that's the new fab guy in town
We're
over
both
there.
fab guys. Y'all gonna see a lot more fabbing on this channel. We got a lot of plans coming up soon. We got the bash bars coming.
Oh, you guys gotta look at
We're gonna learn how to work with tube metal.
Looks so
We're
good.
gonna learn how to work with tubes and bend them and cut them. And
Yeah, we
weld them.
gotta make some roll bars and some bash bars.
Yeah, we got some plans, but we don't know how to do anything, so we gotta learn. Learn as we go.
Y'all better be learning with us.
Yep. So if we could do it, just know that you guys could do it. So I'll show you guys quickly what it's gonna look like. Basically, if everything works out, the winch is gonna mount right here. I think that fits. I'm just not sure if those bolts are a little too long. Maybe we'll see. But then yeah, so it's gonna come out of here, and that's gonna be our winch.
And we still have trunk space, which is crazy.
All right, guys. So here's the finished product for the reinforcement plate. Nothing fancy, very simple. And now I'm just gonna get a little bit of paint on it so it doesn't rust. Got some Rust-Oleum, so that's all. Just a little bit of paint.
My favorite tool, but with a different attachment.
Yeah, you never used that one before. How you making out with this plate?
It's pretty much as good as I can get it. I've been fucking taking it in, getting it out, taking it in, putting it out. Fucking tiny little cuts over and over, but that's about as good as I can get it, I think. I'm really worried about how we're actually gonna, first of all, cut the piece that we have and then get it in here. Because it's easy to get the cardboard in because I can flex it and bend it, but I don't know how flexible the piece of metal we got is, so that's gonna be a mission in itself. So I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna go ahead and trace it onto the metal now. Doing my final trace.
Omar doing the final trace. Oh shit. That hole is about to be gone. They'll never see this hole ever again. We slacked, you know, we should have patched that hole up way long ago before we ever went off-roading. But now we got some dirty ass trunk that will never be clean ever again. It'll be so hard to get this shit perfect. It doesn't matter because we off-roaded, so whatever goes in this trunk is gonna be dirty as fuck, so it's gonna dirty the trunk regardless. Oh shit, there he goes. The final. Now cutting this is gonna be interesting because we got nowhere to fucking hold this shit. We got this. I mean, what if we stand it up next to it? We could clamp it onto there. I think. Yeah, there's like no way to really like cut this. Like if we had a plasma machine and a table, oh, it'd be over. We'd cut that shit on a table. Damn, this guy just came back from the parts store. Where'd you get that, AutoZone?
AutoZone, bro.
That's crazy.
Alright, so I think this should be it. So let's go ahead and get a test fit in. See if I'm really a fab guy or not. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty good.
That's pretty good.
See a little bit of light, but not much.
It actually fits really nice. I did end up cutting this little tab off. I don't think we showed you. That little thing that was giving me issues, ended up just cutting it off.
Yeah, it's a lot easier that way.
Yeah, that would have saved me a lot of time, honestly, while making the template. But I think that's pretty good. And we can finally start welding.
Time to do some welding. So we got this plate in here. And basically we just bolted it down just to hold it in place and pull it up against the wall right here. And now I'm just gonna weld it across the top here, along the sides here. The bottom, there's a gap, so the bottom's not gonna get welded, but it's across the top, across the sides, and that should be good for that. And then we could put the whole winch together.
Once you're done welding, it's my turn to weld.
Omar's turn to weld. We're gonna get that plate welded up. So
My welds are gonna be so shitty, bro. I've never used the MIG
mine's
welder.
gonna be shitty too. It's alright.
Yeah, but you've had more experience with it than I
I
have.
welded like 6 inches worth of metal.
Yeah, and they actually came out looking nice.
You guys know I'm scared of getting burned.
Yeah, he's scared of getting
I
burned.
don't
So.
want to touch that thing.
Alright, well, let's get to it. Oh, wait, you gotta get through.
Danny got a little boo-boo, even though he hasn't done shit.
Bitch shit, bro.
Gotta break this tip off.
Okay. Dude, going right through the car.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
See the hole? Oh,
It literally put a
burning
hole right through it.
Is the heat too high?
Turn it down, yeah.
This is how it is for fucking rookie welders.
Noob welders.
Noob welders don't know how to fucking do shit.
Did it go through? Oh, it went through again.
It did go through.
How?
This is what I knew we were gonna run into. All right, test it out on lowest setting now.
Oh, that went through a little bit.
Alright guys, well obviously I can't fucking weld because as I'm trying to weld it, it's just burning through, so I don't know if I'm doing too much heat. When I turn the heat down, then it just doesn't weld. So I got a couple tacks on there, I guess you could say. But I think for now, we're just gonna rock with it, bolt it in like this. Should be more than enough. The welding was kind of just a little extra, but what we're gonna do is have somebody come that has more welding experience and try to help us out, give us some pointers, show us what we're doing wrong. But for now, we're just gonna finish up getting the winch installed and bolted up. So we got all our plates painted, so we're gonna get everything assembled and put together, mount the winch, and see what it's looking like.
Yeah, we were thinking about just saying fucking and just keep welding it, but I think it's better for us to wait until someone with more welding experience is here. We have a buddy of ours who's gonna be stopping in at some point, and he'll just give us some tips because we're probably doing something wrong that we just don't know. Like I said, we literally never weld. We've welded a couple times, so for now, we're just gonna leave it bolted in. I'm not gonna weld in the little patch that I made because we might fuck that up too. So for now, we'll get the winch pretty much put all in, installed, and we'll see what we're gonna do after that.
Alright guys, so we just got the winch pretty much fully installed besides being wired. It's not wired yet, that should be a quick job. But we just got it all mounted up, so look, before you take a look inside there, check that out. That's how you know we got a winch. Don't worry, soon you're going to see that little wire coming out of there, hooked onto this tow hook right here, something like that. If you want to take a look at the inside, this is how we got it mounted. As you guys saw, we got the sandwich plates in there on the winch mount, and then we were not able to finish welding this just yet. We'll save that for a later time. We gotta practice our welding skills a little more. Here's what's happening, guys. As I'm welding it, it's burning through the metal of the car.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
literally
gotta
putting holes in it.
I don't know, it's probably welding settings or something, but I don't want to keep putting holes in it because that's actually gonna make it less strong, and obviously we want this to be as strong as possible. But that thing is in there. I mean, the whole entire car is moving with it.
Yeah.
So should be good. I think we're gonna be good. If we need to reinforce it more, then we will. But for now, that's pretty much it. We just gotta wire it up now, and then we're gonna hopefully be putting it to the test this weekend when we get the trails.
That's if we get stuck. We almost never get stuck in this thing.
Who knows? These trails we're going to are pretty crazy. We might actually get stuck. We might not get stuck. We'll see what happens. But if we do, at least we know we're gonna be winched up, baby.
We're chilling.
And now we gotta finish getting this plate in there. Hopefully we, I don't know if we're gonna be able to weld that in by tomorrow, but we might have to glue it or something just to, because we want that taken care of. Because if not, the winch is gonna get all.
It's gonna get
muddy
fucking
and
disgusting. Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much it for right now. So I'm pretty happy with it. It came
Yeah.
out pretty good.
It looks really good, honestly.
We'll probably still get a front mounted winch at some point, but for now, at least we got the rear.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm happy
Double
with how it
winched
came
up
out.
would be nice.
That's too heavy,
Double
bro.
winched up.
I don't think we need 2 winches, in my opinion. I think it's
mean,
gonna
we
be too
don't
much
need
weight.
it. We don't need
Oh, yeah, it would be nice, but that I think we need to save that until we fucking put some power in this thing, because you feel the weakness
So if
of
we need
it
a front winch, all we gotta do is just pull the cable, put it under
all the way to the front.
all the way
Yeah.
to the front, and we're chilling.
That's why I said we can also put it over the top, connect it to the front, turn on the winch, and the front end will lift up, and we could literally jack up the front.
Oh yeah, now we need to get under here. We could just hook the winch to a tree, and then we just pull it up. And we're
No,
good.
maybe we should put like a hook up there, so we could just jack the car up from in here.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be fire. All right, but that's all the work for today. It's friggin' almost 6 o'clock. Oh no, it's actually 5
What are you
o'clock.
talking about? I'm about to wire this shit right now.
Let's go, get the wire. Chop, chop.
Nah, I think that's it for today. We did good work. Got all that mounted in. Got the plate over here that I spent so many freaking hours on, but here's the plate. That'll go in probably tomorrow.
So we're gonna have to mount this up somewhere. Run all our wires. We got a controller for the inside of the car, which we might use some of that extra scrap metal that we have to make a. Here, I'll show them the radio real quick. So as you guys, I don't know. Here, let me get the light.
Oh, they can see it.
You see it?
Yeah,
That's
there's
the
no radio. There's no radio
Yeah,
there.
there's nothing there. So.
Yeah.
So that radio area is pretty much going to be a whole switch panel, and start getting some lights on this thing, some more electronics. We're going to need a better battery. So
Oh
we got
yeah, the lawnmower battery.
battery still.
That
so
tiny little thing,
we're
but
gonna upgrade that battery, and yeah, it's pretty much what we got going on for now. So
that's it for today. We'll get to going.
That's what Omar thinks. Omar's trying to go home, but you don't know. Me and Danny out here working. So we're back with day 2 on the winch install and patch plate project. We got the winch mounted up, but we're taking it back out because, as you guys saw, we had some trouble with the welding, and I think I figured out what the issue is after talking to some people and watching some YouTube videos. I think what it is with MIG welding, when you're doing this thin metal, it just blows through really easily. So pretty much what I was trying to do was do continuous welds, but really I think I just have to do a bunch of little tacks. And shout out to the homie Chris for that tip, and then a couple of the YouTube videos I was watching, they're kind of just doing the same thing. I think it would be better to be TIG welding this, but our welder only does MIG, so I'm gonna give that another shot, get some paint in here, and we're gonna get this patch plate installed, and then we gotta get this car ready to go off-roading tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got to be up and early tomorrow, so this shit's gotta. We actually got to get this on the trailer tonight, so we got to finish everything
Yeah, we
today.
gotta go rent a trailer, get it loaded up, get everything ready, because we're leaving at like 7 in the morning tomorrow, and we gotta have everything ready tonight, because if not, we're gonna be late. We got like a 2.5 hour drive to the off-road park.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so we got till the end of today to have this car completely ready to go, and we got to do an oil change on the truck and a couple other things. So it's going to be a little bit of a busy day today, so we'll keep you guys updated as we go.
I ain't staying late today. I'm just telling you that.
That's too bad.
Look, we got Hamilton outside today. It's too nice of weather. Look at him. Look at him. Anyways, let's get back to fabbing up.
All right.
Just finished the welds. As you can see, it's pretty much tacked all the way down the line now. Looks way better. And now he's gonna finish up painting it, right? That's what you're doing?
Yeah, just throw some paint on there. We don't give a fuck how it looks. We just don't want it to rust. So.
Yeah. Clearly we don't care about how it looks. As long as the fab works good. We don't care about the look of
It's
it.
about function. It's about function, guys. It's
Exactly.
going to get all covered up in dirt anyway. So.
Yeah, as you can see, we don't really care about how it looks. I think it looks way better like this, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the car looks good with all this fucking dirt still on it, or should we start cleaning it? I don't know. We like the way it looks. But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and paint that, and once we're done with that, then we could start on the patch that I made and see how we could do it. I think what we're gonna do is put panel bond all around the edge over there, And then around this edge, we'll just do some tack welds since it's easier to get to. And maybe back there we might have to put some tack welds. That's a good paint job. Look at that. He stayed all in the lines.
Rust-Oleum.
Yeah.
Rust-Oleum.
Does that also stop rust in its tracks?
I don't think it stops it in its tracks, but I think it does.
It catches it along the way?
I don't think this is rust inhibitor. This is just spray paint.
What does oleum mean?
Oleum?
Yeah, I know what rust is. What is oleum?
I don't know, man. Beats me off. Let me know in the comments if you know. Alright, guys. Well, you know what it's time for? A little bit of black caulk, baby. I love this black caulk. It's a really good one. Really sticky.
We used to have white caulk, but it just wouldn't fill the hole as good.
No, the black caulk feels way better.
Word. So, yeah.
So I'm going to just get some of this black caulk up in this corner. Oh, yeah. This caulk gun sucks, to be honest with you.
Too dark to even see in there. So, finish caulking that up. It's time.
Alright, let's see what Omar could do with that thing. I've never used this one. You don't want to do some practice welds first, or?
Nah, I'll do it right now.
Alright, you better make it nice.
We'll see.
Look, you see how nice mine are.
Yeah, yours is nice. We had
See
all
that?
this practice.
Yeah, all this
It's
practice.
my first time with this one. Let's see. Do what I can.
You gotta take your hat off and make the thing bigger, bro. You got a huge fucking head.
Dude, I have a big ass head.
Huge. It's like Jimmy Neutron.
Alright. It's not terrible for a first one.
Let's see. Which one?
This one right here, the closest one to us.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Understanding now.
You understand it?
Yeah. Alright, so I just got done welding my section. Nick finished siliconing it up, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Let me show you guys what the results are. So there it is. As you can see, it's pretty much tacked along all this edge and a little bit of this edge, and it's also tacked on underneath. So pretty happy with the results. Some were not as good as others, and I do got a little hole right there, but we don't worry about that. The rest were not bad, not too shabby for my first time. But we're gonna go ahead, finish spray painting that, and that will be it for that.
You know the vibe, baby. Rust-Oleum.
Wait, what's the oleum? I know what rust is.
I don't know. Maybe if Rust-Oleum sponsors us, we can let them know.
Yeah, they'll ask us, or they'll tell us.
What you think?
Perfect.
Beautiful. Now we can get this winch wired up.
All right, guys, we are officially done with our little project. We finished just in time because we actually got to leave to go pick up the trailer that we're going to be using to trailer this to the off-road park. But come in here and look. It looks pretty darn good, if you ask me. For first time fabbing on both of our parts, me and Nick, I think we did a great job for our first time. This is all done and painted. The tack welds look great for the first time. This looks really good, very clean. It's all wired in. We tested out the winch already. Works beautifully. And I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. Let me know what you guys think down below, especially for our very first times really fabbing stuff up. Obviously, this is very simple, but we're about to start making bash bars, roll bars, everything you can think of. We just want to fab up everything. So this is it for today. Tomorrow we get to really test this thing out. Maybe we'll get stuck, maybe we won't. But either way, we are ready to get stuck if we really need to. So stay tuned for next videos. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think, and keep a lookout for the next video when we actually have to test this thing out.